stick to what you know. And I'll stick to what I know.
I have to agree there. I think it'll probably be like 4 games. I think Excel could take games. Like it's Europe, so anyone can win whatsoever. But we're about to get into the game, guys. So finally, we will see Markydooda playing on a team that is not Flipside Tactics. So this should be really exciting. This is very similar to Jacob on the North America side, where everyone was just excited to see him play. We saw him play in the Teen Open, and he played really well. So I'm excited to see how Marky does here. And honestly, that's what probably everyone's coming to watch right now. Just what is Marky going to bring versus Envy? And of course, like Marky's a world champion. We have Remco. We have Devo. They're also world champions. So a lot of championship players on this roster as we start the game.
World-class players on both rosters. XL we have on the orange side, Marky, Ponyx, and Niels Koch. And Envious, Remco, Greasy, and Devo. No changes there. First minute has started off, and we see Devo carrying the ball over to the orange side of the field. Greasy Meister tries to center it, gets blocked, and Niels Koch coming in with a clear. It's be interesting to see what the pace of both of these teams is going to be as we start the game off. If one of the teams is going to try to push the advantage, play very aggressively right now, we're seeing a relatively balanced back and forth.
And one thing that I want to see is shooting percentage on the side of Envy. Markydooda getting the first shot, but Greasy turning it away. But with Envy, they were one of the worst shooting percentage teams ever in the RLCS, under 20% for Season 4. So they definitely have to correct that in 2018. I expect it to be a little bit different, but right now all three are kind of bundled up there. But luckily, Excel, they missed the mark, and Envy can pull out of their own half.
Yep, so Markydooda's first official action in this game was to miss a shot. Obviously, it was a pretty difficult one, but still not really something you would have come out with in the game that pretty much everyone is watching right now. Just curious how you're doing. See a wall hit. Nobody centered for that one. Greasy Meister is going to try to get that over the center line. Niels Koch off the wall, passed over to Pondix, but nobody's there to pick up on it. Went a bit too far forward. Marky with another attempt from the wall. Easily cleared by Remco, though this one's a good shot from Koch, though. And that's a 1-0 for Excel.
Niels Koch, the Season 4 MVP. Like Remco, a poor clear. He hit it high off the wall. Basically turns into a center. He tried to follow it up, but Niels Koch just barely beats him out, and no one else was ready in the net for the save. And Remco, like, those are the plays you have to keep low so it curves up the wall, so there is no shot attempt right away. It was a perfect center to Niels Koch. And honestly, a poor rebound by Remco, but I assume they'll clean that up as the series goes along.
Backboard hit. Devo tries to get it in, misses it though. Markydooda can clear it. Lots of pressure now coming out from Envious as well. He's looking for the back pass, trying to relieve himself from the pressure that Duda is putting on him. We see Remco with the opportunity to clear. Greasy Meister missing that shot. Devo trying to sneak one past, but Markydooda can pop that up into the air, save the situation. Right now, it's a surprisingly balanced out game.
Oh, great pass and play there. Pondex coming out with a beautiful give and go with Markydooda. And that's what you expect from Markydooda, to get this team passing more and more, because that's what Flipside is all about. And perfect give and go there, so Markydooda, he gets his first goal on the Excel roster.
Back and forth passing play, always a beauty to see that. Kickoff one out here by Excel. Niels with another opportunity off the wall. Remco can save that in the nick of time. Markydooda kind of barreling past the ball, looking to disrupt inside the goals posts, between the goal posts. Markydooda with another pass to Pondex, but not enough space to really do anything there. Pop the ball back up forward. Greasy misses it, forcing Devo to play it into the corner. Good position here for Envious and Pondex. He forces it past.
Just awkward plays right now where Remco missed, so Devo just had to throw it into the corner. I think it was Remco. It might have been Greasy. And then like Greasy tries to get back, but Pondex just gets the dunk by. And honestly, right now it's all Excel. They have 7 shots to 1 for Envy, and the one shot from Envy was a very weak shot by Devo right into the goalie. So really no threat whatsoever from Envy so far, and Excel is doing everything right here.
Excel has certainly been turning it up for a while. Greasy with a great pass to Remco, but that one hits the crossbar after bouncing off of the ground. Close opportunity for Envious. You see Pondex trying to get it past Remco, blocks it, puts it back on the orange half of the field. Possession still on the side of Excel, though. Clear coming out from Greasy Meister and tries to follow it up himself. Runs out of juice, though. And here's another pass to Pondex. A little too far, but he manages to work with it. Remco looking for the clear, doesn't quite get it. And right now it's just Envious trying to get the ball the hell out of their own half of the field. No real semblance of ball control on the blue side right now.
Yeah, that's basically all it is Excel is just like keeping that midfield pressure, not allowing these clears. Finally, the Envy does get it out, but right away, Pondex throws it right back, right to Niels Cook, and it's right back in the blue half.
Certainly is, and so much pressure coming out from Excel right now. Remco with full boost still can't get the ball out of his own half of the field. And Excel working with those back passes to maintain ball control, to keep the pressure up, to make Envious fight for the ball. Here they finally break out. Good pass from Greasy over to Devo using the wall, and that was an empty net.
So I was a little worried here because Niels Cook, he misses, and you know this is wide open, but Greasy takes the safe play to just go for the pass to Devo. He could have probably shot that himself, but definitely going for the safer play to pass out to Devo. Very simple goal, but that's exactly what Envy needs. They weren't looking great, but now with a minute left, they're only down 2. Again, you only need to be down 1 when 0 seconds hits, so they just need 1 more here in the next 50 seconds.
Absolutely, that is doable. They have to keep it up, though, with what they have just started, and they cannot let themselves fall back into those, siege situations where Excel just peppers them with shot after shot. They are breaking out their own half, which is good. Not letting Excel get those clears. The Niels Coke pass over to Markydooda, and that's a great clear. Caught by Remco in the corner, but Pondex already there to mount the offensive right back up. Easy getting a clear here, 20 seconds. They're on the right half of the field. Here comes Devo, finds an opening, and that's the chance for Envious to tie things up.
So this all started with that extremely weak shot by Pondex. He hit it off his wheels directly down the goalie, and it allowed that counter clear. And then it seemed like everyone was out of position. Marky had to try and make an awkward save back in that corner, and it obviously didn't work. Now 18 seconds left, and Envy is right back in this game.
Certainly are. They need to throw everything forward now. 18 seconds are not too much time, even though it's all you need sometimes. We see Greasy Meister in the corner. Nobody home. Markydooda seals its shot, and that is going to be game 1 for Excel.
So Envy, they tried to send everyone forward. Problem was they just didn't. It was 2 consecutive hits that were not great, and when that happens, like obviously Devo, he's going to be cherry picking at that point, so he wasn't back in net. Finishes to a wide open net for Marky, and he gets his 2nd goal for Excel, and he is leading the team in his very first game.
Certainly is. So what a way to start things out officially with your new team, Markydooda being the team leader here. Probably going to see a short break as Greasy Meister is leaving, but that is fine because there's a lot to talk about in this first game. So Excel coming out strong here in this tournament, looking pretty good so far. What do you think? Was Envious just kind of flustered? Weren't they expecting Excel to do that well? Or what do you think was the cause of that slump they had mid-match? They kind of picked back up towards the end of the game, looked a little better, not quite as helpless as they did through large parts of the game where Excel was in full control. What do you think happened there?
I think it was just, it's the first game of the day for them, so maybe MV just came out a little bit slower. Like, sometimes that happens. Like, in your first game, when you're starting at, it's around 2 p.m. For them, it's kind of an early time to start a tournament in most cases. And honestly, I've heard that these pro players, their sleep schedules are terrible. So some of them, who knows, might have just woken up. So they finally got it together a little bit into that game there. But Markydooda, hell of a game for him. 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 saves, 4 shots. His very first game with Excel. And he's playing against his former teammate, too, in Greasy. So this is pretty exciting stuff. But Marky is showing up. Like, he had 2 basically wide open nets. But you still have to score those wide open nets. And it's looking pretty good right now for Excel. The pressure is all Excel right now. So Envy's got to find a way, try and do some defensive passing to clear this ball out. Because they haven't had the greatest touches. Like, right there again. Greasy. Poor touch. Sets up this play. Pondex misses, though. And luckily, Excel, they miss, and Envy is alive.
Yeah, huge opportunity there. All 3 of them went for it. Some of them missed the ball. Some of them smashed it against the crossbar at a corner of the goal frame. But they are still mounting up the pressure here. Devo looking for a clear, following it up himself there with a double tab. Pondex quarreling for the ball with Remco. Ultimately, nobody really wins out, allowing Greasy Meister to go for a passing play here and a clear. The pass not quite hitting its mark, though. Meister with a shot, hits the crossbar. Devo follows it up. Nicely done. That's 1-0 for NVS.
That's what Envy needs to start. Marky right here getting a little confused with Niels Cook. Turns into a pass to his old teammate, Greasy. And Devo gets the easy goal. But that's a ball that you have to leave for Niels Cook. But again, it's a brand new team. Sometimes there'll be some communication issues. And right there, Marky was the cost of that goal. But game one, he played well. I assume he'll bounce right back.
Yep. That is what we can assume. Played a very good first game. But perhaps NVS are going to be a little tougher of an opponent this time around. They've had a good start into this game. Demolition, Remco getting taken out. Takes a bit of the wind out of the offensive sails. Meister tried to do something regardless, but that was cleared into the corner. They are nonetheless still in ball control, bouncing off of the ceiling. Marky, way too clutch for a situation like that. Remco and Pondex going for the clash. Nobody really winning out, kills the ball in the spot. It's now in the corner. Stevo tries to set it up for something. Remco can barely get to the ball, stop it from crossing that midfield line, and now suddenly it's all NVS that are mounting the pressure.
So far, we've seen Excel a lot of double commits or even triple commits on the defensive side to keep it alive. But Devo there, he had no boost on the pass right after that triple commit.
Oh, here's a chance. Devo didn't get the clear. Oh, and Niels Cook, though, smashes it against the ground. Another opportunity missed here for Excel.
That's one thing I've seen so far is Excel, their aerials, like from above the net, have not been great so far. Pondex has missed a couple. Niels has missed one as well. So, like, if they clean that up, like, they can
another crossbar hit.
Devo
up and Devo saves it. Oh.
The defensive god Devo had 12 saves in a game last season in the RLCS. Is doing work on the defensive end.
Certainly is. Chance after chance. Ruined for Excel. Granted, they themselves have ruined a fair bit of their chances, but the defense from NVS is not to be underestimated right now. They've been under constant pressure for well over a minute, but no goal has gone through just yet. We're hitting the halftime mark. Excel not looking nearly as dominant, and great pass to Remco Devo from the side, and that's a 2-0 for Envy.
Very unselfish play here. Pondex has to respect the shot from Devo. He respects it, but he doesn't expect the pass, and Remco gets it behind Pondex, who was already trying to turn around in net, so he was in an awkward spot to begin with. That's why he had to expect the shot from Devo, but Devo, beautiful pass to Remco. The two world champions from the team that included Turbo, but I was a Turbo, now gone to Gale Force, but great play there from the two world champions.
Markydooda once more a chance. Pondex can't get to the ball in time. Bit of a cluster in front of the net. Pass into the center, but no one there to pick it up. Just goes straight onto Remco. And he goes for the clear here as well. Pondex already waiting in the wall. Good center ball, but that is a long shot. Niels Cook was in position to grab that just freshly from grabbing the boost. And Pondex with a pass over to Markydooda, a little too high, that shot. Niels Cook with another opportunity, doesn't put enough speed on that ball. Remco has enough time to save it, even though he was quite slow on the wall. Markydooda trying to keep the ball there in the offense. That's a back pass coming in.
Once again, we've seen from Excel, his aerials, just kind of weak hits on them, not getting the speed for the shots. Like, Niels could put it in a good place, tried to confuse Remco by going behind him, but Remco held pretty strong on that back wall and got a really good save. But again, it was a low-speed shot.
Pondex flicking the ball up, looking to mount an offense. Breezy and Remco going for the double commit there. Devo's still there. Buy them a bit of time. In the midfield, 1 minute still remaining. NVS up by 2 goals. Here comes Marky once more, not hitting its mark, and another goalpost hits. How many of those have we seen from Excel in this game? Their accuracy is really, really not quite as good as it was in game 1. Oh, and another goalpost hit. I can't believe this.
I thought that was in. I was like, oh, that's it. They've had 10 shots, 0 goals right now, and there's only 5 saves from Envy. So you expect, what is that, 5 posts or 5 really close shots that did not go in and didn't need a save from Envy. Right here we see a pass and play, but Marky hits it a little bit too hard, so it kind of ruins that pass and play right there. And great save there from Remco. And Greasy gets that extra touch. Looks like a wide open net for Remco to clean it up. 7 seconds left. That's the end of this game. We got a tied series, and once again, guys, it is a best of 5. So We are going down to a best of 3 at this point, tied 1 game each.
Yep, and I'm not really sure what's happened with Excel in this game. They looked so much better last game. Their accuracy was much better as well. Their passing plays were on point, but nothing they tried worked this time around. NVS had pretty easy going here. We finally see a redeeming goal from Niels Koch just as the 0-second mark hits. So at least they're getting on the board.
Yeah, Pondex, a great double tap off the ceiling. Confuses everyone on the defensive side. Niels Koch, nice, easy, soft shot once again, though, to score at 0 seconds and 1. Those are fun to score, but it won't matter. Envy, they get the game 3-1, and we got a tied series. And honestly, like, I thought Excel, they didn't play that bad. They got the shots, they had the pressure. It's just they got to put them in.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how many shots were just blatantly missed when they should have gone in any day of the week. I'm not sure what happened there. They had so much better accuracy. Sometimes you just get one of those games where nothing seems to work. As you said, they got the opportunities. They put a lot of pressure on NVS. There were parts of the game where they were in the blue half of the field for well over a minute, just peppering shot after shot after shot, but all of them can see it faintly in the background. Crossbar hit after crossbar hit. Jeez, I hope this works out for them a little better in game number 3.
Yeah, those posts, it hurts, man. It hurts when you keep hitting them over and over and over again. Hopefully, Excel, like in this next game, can score a quick goal just to get over all that post nervousness. But some of those have to go in, and those aerial plays where they're hitting it like with their wheels are just extremely soft shots. They got to get that arrow on, like hit it with the backside of their car. And just get the speed on these shots. Like, they have chances versus Envy, but if you put slow shots on net, like, Envy's going to save these time and time again.
And here we go, game number 3. Starting off tied series. Effectively a best of 3 at this point. Trying to set something up. Pondex catches it out from the wall. Remco keeping it on the orange half of the field. Early pressure coming in from NVS. Devo looking for the backboard hit, bringing the ball down in front, another backboard hit, and the defense for Excel was completely flustered by that move. Remco scores 1-0 Envy.
What a tap from Devo. He hits it off the curve of the ceiling and then comes back and hits it back out. When everyone expects that ball to just go straight down, Devo does get the back pass out, turns it into a great play for them. Greasy obviously misses, but it turns into a pass to Remco. And those plays off the curves of the ceiling, like if you can hit that every single time, it's going to confuse that defense, but Devo put a little flair on that by hitting it once again.
Here, another backboard hit. Markydooda is going to put a little extra distance on that, make it bounce into the corner. Nicely played right there. Remco flying in, quarreling in the mosh pit. Here comes Devo looking for some ball control, gets it past one, can't quite squeeze into that little gap. Master up in the air. Remco missing that shot, allowing for a clear from Niels Koch, but they aren't really following it up. They're letting NVS come at them. Good bump from Niels Koch onto Devo, preventing him from taking control of that ball.
So we saw there, like Niels Koch, he saw Devo jump. He thought he had no boost, so he tried to have Devo land on top of Niels Koch. But Devo did have some boost, but Niels Koch didn't want any of it and still went for the bump plays. Right,
oh, good pass! Great pass from Niels onto Pondex. That's the kind of stuff that we want to see.
Yeah, we see Remco and Greasy basically in the same exact position. Greasy not enough boost, just has to get back. There was no back corner boost. Has to go directly to net, and when you go directly to net, it leaves that midfield open. Great pass from Niels Koch to Pondex for the wide open shot.
We are tied after roughly a minute and a half played. You see Pondex trying to mount up some pressure here. Really looking for the clear. Devo popping it up himself into the air. Confusing Niels Koch there, but Pondex was in a good position. That's a great clear. They can convert that straight into an attack. Markydooda crossing into the other corner. Niels Koch. Oh my god, Remco, what a clutch save.
It looked wide open, but Remco last second comes in and closes the door. Makes them hit the post once again, kind of, on the save, but great play by Remco there.
Marky at the wall. Ball's in the midfield. Pondex trying to pass it over to Marky. Not quite hitting its mark. Greasy has an easy time saving that one. And here's Greasy. That's an empty net. A little too eager to attack there on the side of Excel.
Yeah, they got a little too excited. Niels Cook went for the pre-jump play, but you have to expect Envy is going to defend that on the back wall. And then Marky, I think he was hanging around on the right side, waiting for the pass across. That never came. So Niels Cook getting a little too antsy there, causing that wide open net.
There's Bondex on the ball in the midfield. Marky just looking for it. Close call, actually, there. Hitting the crossbar once more, though.
Yeah.
Curse of the crossbar is really sitting on Excel right now in this series. Let's see Remco get the ball past. That's an empty net. Where is everyone?
Yeah, they went for a double commit once again in the corner. And once again, Niels Cook... Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was basically a triple commit. Like, Marky had a poor touch. The other two went for the challenge. Just can't be having those. And it seems like Excel, like, as the series is going on, is doing a little bit more double commits, a little bit more triple commits. And Envy is turning it into a very normal game for them. But, like, they're just waiting for mistakes at this point, and it seems to be working out for them just fine.
Yeah, Excel, the strong start, but have been kind of falling off since then. They still have their moments of good offense, but the mistakes are just piling on right now. And NVS knows how to exploit those. See a Remco. Marky letting Niels Cook handle that one. NVS still on the attack. Remco looking for the backboard hit, but Niels Cook able to clear that away. Another double commit, though.
Yeah.
Niels Cook... yeah, they can consider themselves lucky that Niels Cook got that cleared, because if he hadn't, that would have probably been another goal.
And so far, we've seen why teams, they're like, hey, we don't need to get rushed. Breezy with the goal after Remco. He gets the 50-50 pass, basically, off Niels Cook, and then goes for the bump plays on everyone else. But he bumps Niels Cook into Pondex. Didn't matter. Pondex was already doing a backflip, but Breezy gets the easy goal. But once again, like we see here, like Envy, like a lot of people thought maybe they make a roster move because they didn't have a great season. No, they're like, we're a good team. We're going to play this out. And we're starting to see it here. A lot less double commits because they played together for so long compared to Excel.
4-1 now for Envious, and another pretty dominant display. Minute and a half left to play. Should be enough time to get at least 2 goals in, but not if Excel keep making those mistakes they've been making consistently throughout the series. Next, getting the ball forward. Greasymeister not getting the most ideal of clears. Niels Cook going to follow that up into the corner, but essentially serve it up to Greasymeister for the clear. Remco's going to have no problem sending that one back to the orange half again. Greasy looking for that curved ceiling shot. Not enough energy on that, though, so it just kind of bounces back and drops back on the ground. Minute remaining. If we're going to see anything from Envy, we have to see it from Excel. Sorry, we have to see it now.
Yeah, no, it's tough. They're both named E. It's both 2 syllables. I get it, Patch. I get it. I'm getting confused as well. But right now, it's all about wasting time. But right here, we see a pass and play. Markydooda getting the dribble, but Remco getting the save.
On decks with a follow-up, though.
Oh. Great play here from Marky. Yeah, like this is a great play right here. Like getting the backflip touch over Devo, forcing Remco out on that really tough save. And no one else can get back in time. Devo is just flat-footed in net at that point. Has to try and jump and guess. But Pondex, great shot. They're still alive. 27 seconds left. But Envy, they're just worried about wasting time at this point. They have to stay back and just keep clearing the ball. That's all they really need to do here.
Devo and Pondex taking each other out there in a double demolition. 15 seconds still remaining. They are on the right half of the field right now, but that's a good clear from Greasy. That is another empty net, not quite hitting the mark. So they're going to be able to clear that away, but 4 seconds. They have to score now if they are going to tie this up, but it's not going to happen. Envy us. They are 1 game away from winning the series. Another strong showing, and Excel really, really has to watch those mistakes. They can't keep double or triple committing. They can't keep missing shots that they really, really have to land.
And to be fair, like I think, honestly, the reason why Excel is probably losing is Pondex's profile picture. He's trying to be too memey here, trying to do that whole Knuckles weird thing. I'm not even sure what it's all about, because I'm 30, so I'm a little too old for this stuff. But I think that is why they're probably losing. Pondex, to be fair, didn't have a terrible game. But honestly, a lot of double commits, a lot of triple commits. And the Envy, that momentum is starting to play a factor here. Like, all right, first game, they probably just woke up. But they've been playing really well. And Remco he was all over the board here. 1 goal, 2 assists, 2 saves, 5 shots from Remco. So a great game for him. And Devo didn't even have to make a save, which is normally what he did.
Well, sometimes you don't need your defensive powerhouse. Your teammates can pick up the slack here, especially when the shots don't quite hit the mark. I mean, we haven't seen too many shots here. A total of 6 throughout the entire game from Excel. They really have to turn that up a notch if they want to have a chance at bringing this to Game 5. Stay alive in the winner's bracket instead of dropping down. Of course, they're still going to have another chance to play through the lower bracket if they lose this one, but obviously not a position you want to find yourself in. So here it is, deciding game, potentially, for Excel. They have to win this one. They really have to put in the effort now.
And let's not forget that this is a double elimination bracket, so Excel is not done, but they're going to have to make a really long run because, again, only 2 teams advance, and Remco just taking the ball away from Pondex. Pondex trying to go for this clear, but you have to throw this above your net. He gets on top of the ball, and at that point, it's trouble. And Remco is just like, all right, free goal for me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, got that one served on a silver platter, basically. So 20 seconds in, NVS already taking the lead. In the game that will advance them in this upper bracket.
Keep in mind, this upper bracket is a very small upper bracket. They only have to win 2 more games and they will qualify. But as soon as you go down to the lowers, it's like you have to win like 5 series. So
yeah,
very important to stay up here as long as possible.
Yep, very clear to see what the easier way to Leipzig is. Breezy getting taken out there by Niels, but they aren't really capitalizing on it. And NVS doing a good job at keeping the ball away from Excel. The miss coming in, Remco does still have the ball, and that is going to be difficult. Devo, not enough boost to get to that ball in time.
And that play there from Remco was actually really smart. He wanted the give and go back to Greasy, but he saw that he was going to get dunked on, so he decided to just not hit the ball at all. It's more like a fake pass. And it turned into a really good opportunity for Envy. And
miscleared by Niels Kook.
And these are the plays I like to see from Envy, but here we see Excel on the counterattack, but Greasy, great bump there on Pondex to thwart that opportunity.
You see Excel in blue half the field right now. Remco getting a bit of a lackluster clear. Not really capitalized on by Excel, though. Trying to get that ball past the center line, but they really can't. Pondex, Devo playing the gatekeeper there. In the midfield, Greasy going for the ball in the corner, bouncing it off, centering it. Devo trying to force it through the gap. Oh my goodness, Remco with a huge opportunity, misses it though.
Yeah, right there, it was because Devo accidentally tapped it again back to Remco, so it screwed up Remco's shot on the wide open net, basically. Tough call there from Envy, but it happens where, like, your teammate will just fall into the ball at times when he's trying to make a great pass.
Nearing halftime right now, the lead for Envious is still rather small, so lots of chances for Excel to get on that train before it leaves the station. They got to do it. Remco with a good shot from the midfield. Forced Niels Kook to make the save. Bump on Markydooda from Remco, keeping it out of the offensive. Niels Kook with a good clear back over into the blue half of the field. And here comes the demolition, though, from Greasy. So they're snuffing that offense out before it has any chance to mature. Devo on the side of the field. Looking to prevail against Niels Kook, but Greasy Meister coming in from behind and keeping that offense alive. And once more, the pressure is all on the side of Envious, or on the side of Excel, depending on the way you look at it. It's going to be difficult for Excel to break out of this one. They really have to get those good clears, and they have to follow them up as well. This one is a good backboard hit, but nobody there, again, to follow it up. Nobody in the center field. Nobody was prepared for that opportunity. It seems like the longer the series has gone on, the more mistakes they've been making, and the less decisive they have been on the field. Yeah,
so far we've seen 2 back-to-back, basically shots from Markydooda, but they were from midfield, so Envy is there with 2 people back. Very easy saves for them, or easy clear attempts. And honestly, we haven't heard Marky a lot lately, and Remco gets the pass out, but no one, oh, maybe Devo? No, Pondex with the clear. Greasy gonna keep it in, though, and this pressure is still there, and Excel has 1 minute left to score.
Here we see Markydooda trying to make something happen. Devo catching his flight path out, stopping it in midfield. 1 minute still remaining. Nielsko blocking the ball, basically serving it to Remco, though. Finally getting a good clear out. Pondex tries to follow it up, and that's what they need to do. Marky now in front. Pondex carrying it over to the other corner, trying to desperately keep it away from Devo, but ultimately he does prevail. And that is another attack coming out from Envious. 30 seconds now remaining. And once more, the time is now for Excel to make something happen. It's just one goal that they have to catch up on. They prevent Devo from making that goal, but now they have to throw things up front. And that clear is not something you want to see when time is ticking that low. Here we go, Marky with a clear. Remco's going to catch that out. Pondex already waiting in the wall, though. Good situation there. Can he get the double tap? No, he cannot. Devo able to deflect that away once more. Here comes Markydooda. Pondex in a good position, but Remco off the wall, carries the ball across the net, and Marky can't pop it back up. That is a 3-1 series for Envious. Excel coming out with a strong start from that point onward. The mistakes just piled on, and Envious really woke up, warmed themselves up, and brought it to their opponents. Pretty decisive series from Envious here.
And more importantly, we look like geniuses. Calling the 3-1 out here from Envy. What a performance. Thank you, Envy, for getting our predictions correct. And honestly, it's a very tough call because it's a long offseason. We didn't know what to expect from Envy. At the same point, like Excel, they have all new roster moves, but I think it was more the newer roster versus the veterans that have played together for an entire season. And it looked like those double commits, those triple commits, they started to hurt. And Markydooda had a great game one, but after that, he didn't really do too much. I felt like I wasn't saying his name a lot in games 2, 3, and 4. So they're going to have to clean some stuff up. They're in the lower bracket, and they have to make a really long run. I hope to see him later because honestly, like, I just want to see more Markydooda on this squad.
Yeah, hopefully they'll have some opportunity to kind of refine their game, to kind of work on those mistakes. I'm pretty sure they're well aware of what went wrong in this game, and to work on that, make their way through the lower bracket, and then go for that spot. We won't be seeing Envious and Excel meeting again because there is no grand final. It's just upper brackets final and lower bracket final, and the winners of those two matches will get the spot at Dreamhack. But yeah, the path is rocky for Excel from this point onward.
We can see Envy versus Excel if it's like the lower final, if Envy loses later in the semis. It's possible, but it's very unlikely. But yeah, it's going to be a tough road for Excel, and Envy, though, looking pretty strong. It looks like they're keeping it up from when they beat PSG Season 4. Even though that was a really long time ago, they're still looking relatively strong. But I think we're going to take a break on that, guys. Wait for our next match. It's very likely going to be the semifinal of Fnatic versus Flipside Tactics. So that should be a fun one to watch. We get to see Yukio come out and play for Flipside after we just saw Marky play. So we're going to go to a quick break, but we'll be back very shortly with Fnatic versus Flipside.